Okay, so here is the example of exact equation, and example is 2x into y into dx plus x square minus 1 into dy equals to 0, right? And I have told you that in ODE, in every question there is only a one statement or one word that is written as solve. So you have to judge by your own self that which method, suitable method, is applicable here. So to identify or to detect that method, you have to go step by step. First of all, check that whether it is separable. If it is not, then check whether it is homogeneous equation. If it is not, then check that whether it is exact equation. So we have to apply this exact equation method. So first of all, we have to identify that what is m here and what is n here. So mxy here is along with the function dx, and that is 2 into xy, and along the dy the function is n xy, that is x square minus 1, right? Exactness criteria. Exactness criteria is partial m by partial y equals to partial n by partial x. So partial m by partial y equals to partial n by partial x. So partial, we have to replace the function m, and that is partial by partial y of 2 into xy, and we have to replace the function n, and that is x square minus 1. All right, partially differentiate. Here x is a constant and we only differentiate y, and y is y to the power 1, so derivative is 2x, right? And here x square, so partially, because it is a linear operator derivative, so we can one by one differentiate these two terms. All right, so x square has derivative 2x, and minus 1 has derivative because it is constant, so its derivative is 0. So 2x equals to 2x. Both sides are equal. So we can say that this equation is exact. So exactness criteria is true. Now we come to the procedure, method of solution. Okay. Assume. What you have to assume? Number one step is assume m equals to partial f by partial x. So replace m function. M function is what? M function is 2xy, 2xy, and partial f by partial x. So what is the objective? I told you the type of the solution should be f of x y equals to c. So from here we get function. How can we get function f? We have to integrate this function with respect to x. So integrating it with respect to x on both sides. So 2xy into dx plus is equal to partial f by partial x, integrating this with respect to x. So here f becomes f of x y, and here y is considered as constant because we are dealing with partial derivatives and only integrating x. And what is the integral of x? 2y is a constant, and integral of x is by power rule x square by 2. And what is missing term? Here x is a function, so y is considered as constant, and the constant of integration is h of y, right? So here 2 and 2 are divided and multiplied, so it gets cancelled, and the function remains f of x y equals to x square y plus h of y. So I name it as equation A. All right, now we move further. Further, second step is, what is the second step? So no, this one is integration is the second step, and the third step is, what you have to do, assume that we have to relate m with n. So assume that n is equal to partial f by partial y. All right. So you have to replace the only the function f of x, y. So n here is a specific function, not a general function. That is x square minus 1. This is n, right? And partial by partial y, and this is f of x, y. Okay, so I am writing this in the next step, partial by partial y, and here I am writing this right hand side of this equation. So right hand side is x square y plus h of y, right? And we differentiated partially with respect to y. So what is the derivative? X square here is a constant and y to the power 1. So derivative of y to the power 1 is 1. So we are left with x square, and h of y is only the function of y. So partial by partial y, partial derivatives becomes ordinary derivative because it is only a function of y. So here it is h of y, and the equation x square minus 1 equals to x square. So I told you that h dash of y becomes the only function of y. So x square is cancelled, and h dash of y equals to, it is left with minus 1. So it is a constant here, or only function of y. In the further examples I will tell you about that. So what you have to do in the last step is fourth step is integrate this equation with respect to y. All right, so what we are going to do, integrating this with respect to y. So minus 1 is minus 1. So 1 into dy, right? And here is h dash of y becomes, one is a derivative, one is integral y. So it cancels each other, and we are left with the only function h of y. And here it is integrated with respect to y. So that is minus y. And what else? Plus c. C is a constant because here it is only one variable y. So we are substituting this function value in this equation. So equation A becomes, equation A here is this equation A, and it becomes f of x y equals to x square into y, and h dash of y, h of y has the value minus y by c, so we can write it as minus y plus c. So that is basically f of x y equals to c, x square y minus y. C can be added or subtracted, it's a general constant. So this is the final solution. I hope that you all understand this thoroughly. Thank you.